Hey y'all, and welcome
Hey,
back to another video. This is CorasTruth, where this is a safe place to accept your truth to change your future.
yeah,
Before we start, go ahead, like, subscribe, comment, because I do talk back, and share.
yeah.
Yep. Okay, so before we get started, I had a question. As far as do either one of us do we have a degree, or what kind of expertise do we have to give marriage counseling? Well, we do not have a degree in marriage counseling. My husband doesn't have a degree. I have a degree in criminal justice. We do not
Yet
have yet, exactly, working on that.
working on it.
Um, I we do not have an expertise or any kind of certificate or anything in marriage counseling. But what we do have is experience. Not a lot, but some. God has given us wisdom. So we're not here to counsel or tell you what you should be or should not be doing in your marriage. We're only here to explain and share our experience and what we are learning and have learned and what we are trying. We thought this portion of Course Truth would be helpful to those that are getting married, engaged, that are already married, newly, in the middle, older. We were, going through some things in our marriage, and we were like, it has to be some other people out there that are experiencing this, that have knowledge and wisdom that can help us. So that's why we're here. This what this part of this platform is for, not to give wisdom. We would never tell you how to do your marriage, what to do, what to
Nope.
say. That's not for us. We're just sharing our experiences and learning from each other. This actually is like therapy for us,
Right.
talking it through,
Oh,
building together.
yeah, pretty much. And uh, as far as us having a degree, really, you can't really measure a degree in something that is pretty much self-taught between the both of us. So, any personal advice is our advice, and we're just sharing it with you. So it's nothing that we're trying to give advice, tell you to get medical help or medical attention or psychological
Counseling
help,
or anything.
anything like that of that nature. No, we're not telling you that. We're just giving you us. You know what I'm saying? This is what we're giving, and I'm helping and supporting my wife and everything she does. So this is what we do, and this is who we are. So if anyone wants to know what other degrees we have, we're working on them.
You stupid. We working on them.
Working on them.
Boom. So anyway, go ahead and get started. Today we're going to talk about things I wish I knew before I got married.
Facts.
Yes. So the first thing we'll talk about, we have a few of them, but we'll discuss as we go. If we get to one, we do. If we don't, we'll have a part two. So the first thing would be changing my last name. I didn't think that changing my last name will be as hard as it is. Because to be honest, we've been married 4 years, going into 5, and I'm just now legally changing my last name, so it's official. Only thing is, I still didn't drop heel due to professional. Every Since I've been in the professional in my career, everyone has known me as Hill. So for those that do not know that I'm married or do not know my last name, I left Hill on there so they can find me. So that's why I have Hill right now, and it's an attachment. I've always been Hill. Hill means something to me, and now I have to, with my husband, we create a new legacy with Johnson. Add to the legacy of Johnson.
Right.
So that's something that I didn't know it was going to be as hard as it was, and yeah, just a name.
Yeah. Well, I can see where most of that comes into play because I know, a lot of times you become attached to something that you always have, you always had, and now it's time for change. Like Obama say, it's time for change, baby. So, we change, but it's a good thing. So that Johnson will live out a little bit longer because Johnson on top of Johnson, we're working out some things in the pharmaceutical business, but other than that, we good over here on this end, but that's a good thing. Change is a good thing, especially when it becomes something that both of you can share to become one. Becoming one is a main priority because if you see that and you feel that and you know that, it becomes more routine, more substanceized, as meaning that it becomes something that is absorbed through a relationship and building a legacy between the both of
Yeah. So I'm officially Hill Johnson.
Yeah, it took a little minute, y'all, but we snapped back like a snapback.
So another thing is, actually trying to read my notes. We took a little notes. So it's okay to take time for you. Do not lose your identity. Um, you took so much time to build you up. Don't lose that. You're adding to your identity, not lose yours to gain his or gain mine.
Right.
So that's something that I had to. I don't know how you feel about it, but I have to remember, as in, it's okay for me to have my time. It's okay for me to do our lease so that our lease can remain. I could be who you marry.
Yeah, I mean, to a certain point, your identity is something that's always going to stick with you and be with you for the rest of your life. But as far as adapting, as far as change and knowing your identity and becoming who you already are, you're still going to have to change a little bit to become a better person than what you used to be. So a lot of times with your identity is going to stay the same. Your name is always going to be what it is. And
No, what I mean by that, I'm talking about like, I want to be Arlise. I don't want to be, oh, that's just Chris White. No, that's Chris and Arlise.
I mean, of course. I mean, once you see that and people realize, I mean, a lot of times we don't go too many places that people don't know who you are. So your identity is going to remain the same. Just like your ID. Your ID is still going to say Arlise, whether you take it out at the ABC store or you take it out at the food line, it's still going to be the same. So it's just your identity will remain the same. It's just, that becomes your character changing. That's a character change. So
I don't know.
Yeah, once you get married, that's things to consider is your character, not your identity. Your character plays
I think both plays, because your character is what it is, and you add to your character, it can change or whatever. But your identity, no, it doesn't change. But sometimes you forget you. You forget to love you. You forget to take care of you. So.
No, well, okay, I can beg to differ, but I don't believe you forget who you are because you've always been embedded in you to be and to have your identity. So therefore, your identity won't change. It's just knowing the fact that your character needs a little bit more attention, which that's what I'm here to supply, to give you more.
We'll see. But I'm not going to let my identity change.
Don't change your identity. Don't. Y'all seen that before.
Okay.
Okay. Where you want to move on to next, ma'am?
The next one on the list.
The next.
I might as well just get the list.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
You can read from here. Go ahead. Hurry up.
Sharing your space?
Yes.
Sharing your space?
Yes.
You don't get any space when you're married.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
You don't share that. You
don't. I've lost my space.
You didn't lose your space.
Yes,
her space is
did.
not lost. Her
space
is where it is. On that ride home, which we talked about before, until she get to this house. That's it. That's all the space you need, baby.
I don't have a closet. He's taking over the walk-in closet, the bedroom.
You tell it too much. People don't need to know I live in quarters, situations, and stuff like that. But no, her space is not gone. Her space is where it's at, and it's just to us too.
Probably in heaven because it ain't here.
Where you at? I don't see no wings. See no wings over here. But no, seriously, your space is respected. Just know that. You know what I'm saying? Even though it may seem like some things you may not have certain things at all times, but things is well respected. You do have your space. You have your space, you have your time, and you have your personal time.
Can I put some of my stuff in the closet?
Don't hear her. Don't hear her, please.
You gotta learn to share your space. For me, I've always had my own space. You know, my girls had their space.
You were
and
single.
I was single. And when you become
Things
married,
change.
that changes. You have
Right.
to share the area
It's
that you're
our
used to.
space.
Yeah, and that's what I mean.
It's not my space no more. You see, that's gone. Where's that?
And the title of this is Things I Wish I Knew Before Marriage.
Right.
I didn't realize that I was going to have to share my space. I realized it, but I didn't realize how much of my space I was going to have to share, how much of my space I would lose. That's what I wish I knew.
I knew I was losing space and didn't have any space. I knew that. I already, in my mind, was like, it's no longer mine. Everything is no longer mine. So once you realize that everything that you once thought were yours is not longer yours, it becomes ours. So, you know.
Well, men probably realize that sooner than women. I guess it's just or maybe it's just an Arlise thing. I don't know. It's just me.
Yeah, it's just adapting to your ability of change.
Yes. To change your future. Accepting your truth.
There we go. CorasTruth, baby.
So the next thing on our list is keep dating each other. We talked about that in another video.
We did.
Always date each other because like you're constantly learning each other. You need to constantly date because you don't want boring periods in you're gonna have that anyway, but that's why you gotta be spruce it up, be spontaneous, do things out of the norm. That's something that I slack on because it's like, oh, we're married now, you know.
Right.
I don't have to be her. I can just be me.
Yeah. Well, I can't be me. I still have to be somewhat super me at all times. That's doing everything that I could possibly do and more. Because if I don't do it, then it won't get done. 2, it won't be the way I need it to be done. And 3, you know, I need it done right now. So, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times, if you get it together and you get it done the way you need and you want it, everything will fall in place. We're working on some other things as far as that because, you know, she don't like to move when daddy say move. So, you know, I mean, it's all about things you don't know before you get married, and that's pushing one of the things like, hey, urgency is the thing. So, you know what I'm saying, like moving at a fast pace, but still remaining and understanding what your task is at the time given, you know, really works out a lot too. But it's down the line. Sometimes they'll catch on quick. Sometimes they won't catch on until about 66. So we won't really know yet.
Go to the next one. Number 5.
Okay. I forgot where we was at.
Or either one of
Apologizing and forgiving is something you need to master. I don't know about mastering it because if you keep continuing to apologize and to always wanting to forgive, you're always doing something, whether you're doing it or not. You know what I'm saying? You're apologizing for things that don't need to be apologized for when a lot of times
intentionally and not intentionally mean to do something and it offends me and that's what I'm saying. Like I could offend you and you be like, you disrespect me. I'm like, what did I do to disrespect you? And I need to apologize. You need to forgive. So that's something
to a certain extent. I mean, everything doesn't need most things need an apology, but everything does need to be forgiven. But if you're, boom, I didn't mean to knock your Cheerios over. Please forgive me for those Cheerios.
I'm talking about serious stuff, child. Not no Cheerios.
But you gotta look at the circumstances in that. You know what I'm saying? Everything that is caused, if it's caused by a reason, then we can see that there's an apology or forgiveness needed. But if it's something mediocre, everything don't need an apology. I don't believe.
I think that's something that you have to continue to do. It's not like when I was single, if somebody made me upset, it's like, whatever. Now I don't have a choice but to just be like, you know what? I was wrong. I'm sorry. Please
Okay,
forgive
I
me.
apologize. I'm sorry. Please forgive me.
Yes.
Number 6.
Oh, moving right along. Let's go. Let's go. I apologize I upset you, and you're going to move on to number 6. The little things matter. Yes, the little things matter.
So is that a little thing or is that a big thing?
That's a little thing to me.
Which one? Apologizing?
Yeah.
No, it
It
ain't.
depends on the situation.
Point taken. The little things do matter. Like when I come home some days and I think about rubbing your feet, those little things matter.
Yes, they do.
Because it puts you to sleep and then I can get my sleep.
That matters. The red roses that I like because they go in my kitchen and because they just make my heart smile. That matters.
And I do though.
I didn't get it this week. Oh, it's just Wednesday.
It's
though.
the little things. It's the little things. It's the little things.
The little things matter. They really do.
It's the little things, y'all. All right, go on here to 7.
7 is schedule sex.
I don't like that one. I mean,
Intimacy doesn't just mean sex.
it doesn't mean sex, but I'm not from the schedule of time to be like, hey, I'm ready to whip out on you.
But when I wrote that down, I was meaning like you get so busy, you get tired, you just like, and you look up and it's been 2 weeks and you ain't did nothing intimate. It's like, okay, look,
Intimacy,
I know.
intimacy is on both parts. One person cannot be always the
No,
initiator.
you're going the
without...
wrong way. What I was saying was
what was it?
What I was saying was that you get tired and you get so busy with life and whatever you got going on in school. When you look up, it's been 2 weeks. You yawning while I'm talking?
Excuse me. I'm sorry. It's the little things I've been working on.
Apology and forgiveness is something you need to master.
I worked all day. Excuse me.
Anyway, like I was saying it's been 2 weeks and you like, okay, you know what? I know it's Wednesday. I'm tired, but Friday, I promise you, I got you. That's what I mean. Like, it ain't like we got to be like, okay, on October 1st, we going to get it in.
But you got to read between the lines, too. If you walk past you and there ain't no flashlight out, you know what time it is. I'm just saying, it's just certain things we both got to, take into consideration. Because a lot of times, you gotta read between the lines. I can't read your mind. You can't read my mind. If I say, "Hey, baby, what's good?" Or you know what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, what's good is quiet.
My what's good is what's good.
Daily, no.
Daily. Yeah.
Moving right along. Intimacy doesn't always mean sex, meaning that, and that this is a good thing for men and women that, not scheduling sex. Let's take that out since you don't like that.
Never.
Work your way up to it. Start your day off with a good text. Good morning, babe. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Maybe send a picture text or, some kind of just something to lead them on to know. So when I get off work or you get off work, we know what time it is. When we get home, we get situated. Everything's taken care of. What tonight gonna be about?
Right.
Also, intimacy doesn't always have to be about sex. Is in like a simple, we walking in the mall, you hold my hand, you put your arms around me, as we walk or whatever. Just something to show you care. That turns a woman on. You hear me?
I hear you.
Or just a simple, when you rub my back and yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
That's how I got you. Rub that butt.
You're stupid. Okay, so the next one is marriage counseling is okay. It's okay. And it doesn't mean that something necessarily is wrong. It just helps you learn how to communicate, keep everything fresh, keep everything together, give you new ideas, give you new ways of doing things in your marriage. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. Even if you're in a good place in your marriage, get marriage counseling so that you can continue to stay in that, because when the things pop up, you're going to need a clear new way of thinking and trying to figure things out.
I agree.
Okay. Next, your spouse cannot read your mind.
That's a lie. She read mine now. Gonna read the next one.
Your spouse cannot read your mind, meaning you need to communicate. Even though I know certain things, I know him, so I know certain things I can pick up on, but you may be feeling a certain way and I'm not picking up on that. You can't get upset with me because I ain't pick up on that. Just, babe, you know what, today's not a good day. You know, I know you want me to rub your feet, but I'm not feeling it today. I just had a rough day at work. Oh, okay. That's why you got an attitude. I thought it was me. So don't expect your spouse to read your mind. That's something that I expected him to do, because for some reason when you're dating, it's like they pick up on everything. Everything. But when you get married, it's like
it's
they
them
forget.
It's them horse senses.
The who?
The horse senses.
Them what?
Horse.
I can't believe you said that.
It's horse. Shoot, when you was out in the world, you know, you knew a lot. You knew how to pick up on bing, bing, bing. Then when you get married, your senses, your spider senses just go low. What did you say? You're like, can you scratch my back? Where the cat at? You know, it's just certain things, you know what I'm saying? Okay, when you out there in them streets, though, I'm telling you, boy, you know how to deal with it, you know what I mean? Out of sight, out of mind, you tell you know what I'm saying? That's real, you know what I'm saying? When you out there in the streets, you could be in that street life, but when you're at home and you're in that home life, you come home, you read your book, you take your clothes out for work in the morning, you get your snack together, you get ready to go to work the next day.
You ain't gotta be a hoe, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Mama ain't a hoe no more. I'm telling you.
Why I gotta be a hoe? I was a good wholesome woman.
Wholesome woman. Wholesome out of there. Wholesome back in. I'm telling you. I'm tell you what my grandma used to do. Sit your whole ass down. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I just you talking about the street life, you gotta go back to the street life, but seriously, you know what I mean? You ain't about it, you know. Real recognize real. Alright, moving on.
I can't believe you said this ain't CorasTruth, this Will's truth.
What? That might as well be. I gotta sit up here and talk to these people.
Okay. Last one, y'all. Dealing with in-laws. You have to learn how to communicate with family that works differently than your own. Don't judge, but be understanding. So with that said, you know, like we said in one of our videos, we were raised differently. And, you know, some things I don't agree with, you know, but that's not for me to judge. That's how they live their life. Some things he may not agree with in my family. That's not for him to judge. That's how we lived our life. And we have to know that that's the family.
In the past.
The past. Not the past, because they still family.
Well, you know.
Love them where they are, because once you leave them, you're going home and you don't have to deal with that. Hey, you don't have to deal with that. Hey.
I'm gone.
Hey, you don't have to deal with them. Hey, because you're married to him. Hey.
Her. This
Him.
girl.
So, even with the in-law thing, you know, it's all good. Let it go. I think you love your in-laws, right?
Yeah.
My parents love them. Sometimes I be like, they like him more than like me, but
Yeah, they do.
lies.
And we're gonna give her up to adoption, but they would have been incest.
Anyway, Thank y'all for listening in to CorasTruth. We love y'all. We hope something that we said you would take in. You will remember, you know what? I remember, I wish I knew this before I got married. If you're getting married, look up some stuff.
Right.
Think about some
Research.
things. Research. Because there's a lot, there's a few things. There's some things that we didn't even think about for our list. It's just like, oh, yeah. And it's sometimes we get off of here and we talk about some things and we're like, yeah, we should have said this, we should have said that, or whatever. So just, think about some things and, ponder on that. Think about it, self-reflect, and just know.
Right.
But we thank y'all for listening in. Again, like, share, comment, because I like to talk back. And
we
subscribe.
like to talk back. And if you want to ask any more questions, ask me too. I talk back. Click subscribe, like, and follow us again. We out.